What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. Hope you guys are all having a great weekend so far. It's currently Saturday afternoon, about 12:30. I am about to go do an inspection walkthrough with one of my clients here in a little bit. But today's video is going to be the final video of my Mercedes-Benz AMG GTS because I sold it yesterday. So I wanted to just talk about the entire process of selling it, what I obviously sold it for, and I actually made a little bit of money on this car. So sit back, relax, enjoy the video, and let's get into it. So I bought this car August 31st, 2020. I bought it for, it was essentially $75,000 is what we agreed on. And then out the door, I think I was $76,500. I did do a little bit of work to it, so I tinted the windows. I added that wing onto it, which was about a $2,300 wing. With the tint, it was about $2,500 in total. I owned the car for pretty much exactly a year. I sold it yesterday, which was the 27th of August. So I was 4 days shy of actually owning this car for exactly a year. I bought it with 30,000 miles, just over 30,000 miles, and I sold it yesterday with just shy of 41,000 miles. So I put 11,000 miles on this car over the entire year that I owned it. There was some repair issues that I had to do. Obviously, the rear axle shaft, I've talked about it before. That was a $2,400 repair. So basically with that repair and then everything that I did to the car, on top of the $76,500, I was all in on this car. I want to say about $82,000. I'm not including gas. I'm not including insurance. I'm not including the oil change that I did, just because those are standard maintenance issues, not even issues, but just standard maintenance on any car, regardless of what I own. So I was all in on this car, $82,000. I listed it about a week and a half ago. Keep in mind my spec on this car, like sticker price, was about $42,000 over the actual like base model of a GTS. So I had about $170,000 sticker price on this car, and most of these other ones were about sticker price of around $130,000. So I did have a lot of upgrades on my car, and it did have very, very high miles compared to the other ones that were being listed. But I decided to list it, and I thought a decent price point to at least start at was $89,500, which was about $14,500 more than what I actually bought it for. So we had actually a lot of activity. I posted it just normal. I got pictures of it. I'll probably throw some on the screen right now for you guys. And I got a lot of hits. I had 3 really, really serious buyers, but I had one buyer that was in Arizona that lived about 30 minutes away from me, and he's actually the end buyer for this whole situation. I had people from Georgia. I had another out-of-state person from Virginia, I think. But this guy in Arizona, I was back and forth with him on the phone. I actually met up with him one day. He test drove it. He came at me with an offer of $83,000. And basically when I went into this listing at $89,500, I knew my lowest I would go was $85,000. Otherwise, to me, it wasn't really worth selling it. I'd rather just keep it because it wasn't a huge deal for me to sell it. Buying this car, the anticipation of it was I'd probably lose about $5,000 to $10,000 on it. But I had no idea, obviously, that the used car market would do what it did over the last year. So I essentially think I bought it at like the perfect time where there's so much uncertainty with the pandemic. I bought it in August of last year, and then I think hopefully I sold it at pretty much the peak of used car prices. And I was like, you know what? If I'm going to sell this car, now's the time to do it. So I countered. I was like, I didn't even counter. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do $83,000. I don't really need to get rid of this car. I'm not in a huge rush on it. We actually went separate ways, and I actually did not think I was going to sell this car to this guy. He was an older guy. Him and his wife came and saw it. So the rest of that day, it didn't even bother me whatsoever. But the next morning, before I even woke up, he had texted me about 7:30 in the morning. He's like, if you do $85,000, I'll come get the check today and I'll buy the car from you. And I was like, you know what? That's my bottom dollar. That's what I wanted to do. And I was like, okay, we'll do it. We'll get it over with. And it was a very, very simple transaction. I simply paid off the loan. He gave me a cashier's check for $85,000. I gave him the car. We have the bill of sale, and we're just on our separate ways now. So overall, it was a very, very amazing experience with this car. I actually had him at $87,500. But unfortunately, I had a rock hit my window about 2 weeks ago, and it actually cracked my windshield. And the quote to repair an AMG GTS windshield, for those of you guys that care, is $2,700. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to repair it. I don't have time to run it through my insurance right now. I'm trying to sell it. I'll just knock off $2,500 on the purchase price, and we'll make it $85,000 flat. So if I didn't have that chipped windshield, I actually would have sold it for 87.5, but it is what it is. I still made money on it. So as you guys can obviously do the math now, I was basically my break even was 82,000. I sold it for $85,000 after owning it for a year, after putting 11,000 miles on it, after putting multiple trips back and forth to LA. I made $3,000. So to me, that is a huge win, especially for my first ever like high end or supercar, you can even call it. Before this, I had a Scion TC. So for me to just make this huge investment and to me actually make money on it, it wasn't even an investment. I can't even say that because it's so weird to say that a car is an actual investment, but I did make money on it. I've owned it for a year, so it was a great experience. I've had great memories with that car, but I think it's just time for me to move on. I have my Tesla now. The Tesla is the best daily driver, especially for me as a real estate agent, and it kind of just allows me to really focus on just continue to grind, continue to hustle, and kind of set a goal for myself on what I want my next car to be. So I'm not too bummed out at all. I sold it yesterday, so it still hasn't really set in yet, but I'm totally fine with my Tesla and no regrets whatsoever on it. So I just wanted to make a quick story for you guys I no longer have a 2016 Mercedes-Benz AMG GTS. And now I have a 2021 Model 3 Tesla. The cool thing about the Tesla though is it's fully paid off. My insurance is about the same price as my GTS, but I don't have gas on it and I don't have a payment anymore. So I'm essentially saving about almost $1,000 a month because I sold that car. So that's going to be a huge win for me as well. My monthly payments are going to be down a little bit lower. Essentially, I'm saving $12,000 a year for selling that car, and it's a good time too because I'm actually buying my personal property. I'm closing in about a week and a half from now, and I plan on doing a pretty big renovation on that. So it's going to require a lot of capital up front to put a down payment on it and to do renovations and to furnish the place, which I'm not going to see any of this money until I go and sell this, which I don't plan on selling this house. So I'm having a lot of money tied up in this specific property, over six figures into this property with the down payment. I'm estimating a $60,000 renovation and then about $20,000 to $25,000 in furnishing the place. So I'm going to be out quite a bit. Selling this car kind of opened up a little bit more capital for me as well, which is great. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. As always, please give me your video suggestions down below. This is mainly a real estate based channel, but I know a lot of you guys are interested in some of the car videos that I do on my GTS, so I wanted to make this video. I'll see you guys soon. Be sure to drop a like, comment down below. Let me know. Comment down below what you guys think my next car should be, and I'll take a look at that. I'll see you guys soon and have a great rest of your weekend.